So I've been running off of this tank for the last 2 months. It doesn't take very much propane to cook with the aircrete oven. And then we also use it for boiling our bathing water. So I need to go ahead and change it. Good morning, guys. So this morning I need to take out the shower water. We capture it in the big bucket. And then I'm going to start yogurt in the aircrete oven. The amazing thing about the aircrete oven is that it is a heat battery. You turn it up to high, and as soon as the aircrete itself heats up, you're good to go. You can set it on warm if you're baking, or you can just turn it off if you're making something else that wants a gentler heat, which would be yogurt. Last night I did a video about how I filter, how I strain my raw goat milk, and I don't know why I tried to say yogurt. Last night I made a video about how I strain my goat milk, and I inoculated my yogurt this morning, and now I need to let it sit. And the light is changing very quickly. How nice is that? So I'm going to go ahead and let you watch me take this out and dump it. The big bucket we use for capturing shower water, the little bucket we use for when we wash our hands to catch that water, and also to catch kitchen water. When I have finished with washing dishes, I take the water in the bowl, I put it into the bucket, and then it can accumulate for a bit before I go and dump it out. So I empty it about once a day. The trick with the aircrete oven: turn it up super high, get it warm, and then decide what you want to put into it. If you heat it up and let it go for maybe 5 minutes, and then you turn it down to warm, you'll bake at about 350. We've done baked potatoes, we've done brownies, we've done cupcakes, we've done bread, we've done biscuits, and it gets really warm in there. If this was just aluminum, some kind of metal, you'd have to have the heat on the whole time. This last time that we made food in it, we made brownies, and we turned it off after 15 minutes, and I left it in there thinking that it would cool off quickly. When I came back to it 2 hours later, the inside of the oven was still hot. It had still been cooking. So we're going to play with some yogurt today, and I'm super excited. Now there's this little shelf in here that I have to use because the actual surface here, the metal frame, heats up, and I don't want my yogurt to cook. What I want to have happen is I want the inside of this to heat up and stay a nice gentle temperature. So I'm going to put the pot on top of that little top of this. I've tried it before on just medium or low, and if I turn it to high for just a short period of time, just a very short period of time, it does a much better job and uses less fuel than if I do medium, which takes maybe 20 minutes to heat up. So that was a 5-minute preheat. If I was baking something, I could put it in now and it would be fine. But where I'm going to turn it off for the yogurt, yeah, it's really hot in there right now, and I really don't want to. I don't know what to do. I really want to build up the battery, but I also want to put the yogurt in so that it's getting a chance to warm up. So the other thing I could do is I could just crack the door a little bit. But then I feel like I'm wasting fuel. So let me go get the yogurt. So there we go, there's the milk. Just so you can see it's moving quite a bit. That you see on top is the butter fat. when I sterilize the milk, because there's a lot of cream in it, it will kind of chunk up the cream a little bit and it sits as a skim. Alright, so I'm going to put this in here. Okay, so now we get to do the big experiment of, is it going to be too hot in there? Do I have to turn it off warm? It's kind of cold still today and we have a little bit of a wind, and so I have it as low as I possibly can on warm, but again, that bakes cookies. Well, hopefully that works. So we have it set on a 5-minute timer, and now I'm going to walk away. It's going to bring the milk back up to warm, then I'm going to come out and turn it off. Okay, it's quite warm now. So, I'm going to go ahead, turn it all the way off, and see what happens. See if it'll stay warm in there. This is like a really high-tech version of a hay box, because this one is made out of aerated concrete, and all the heat is up inside the oven already, and there is going to be some cold air that can get in through those holes, but I don't know how much of a difference that'll make. We'll have to see. Have the ditch pump running in the back, so I'm sorry about the noise, but we're going to check. Okay, so the outside of the oven is still warm. The inside of the oven is still warm. I'm going to touch the pot and just see what temperature I think it is. It's quite warm. I think I would probably wait another hour. I've been gone an hour. I think I'm going to wait another hour before I turn the heat back on. Alright, so it's been about 3 hours and the inside of the oven is about a little warmer than lukewarm, and so I'm going to start it back up and put it on warm for 5 minutes and see what happens. let's put this behind you.
I haven't had an apple already.
You feeling cozy? Yeah. Are you actually feeling cozy or not quite?
Oh, it's pretty good. Ow, ow, ow.
What, kiddo?
I have an apple.
Have you already had one today? Okay, so it's still warm. The oven is still slightly warm. The yogurt is slightly warm. I'm gonna go ahead and start dinner out here in the summer kitchen so that we're not heating up the house. It is actually pretty warm this afternoon. Started about 4 o'clock and now it's quite warm. So, fun. When you're off-grid without an air conditioner, or if you're in an area where you get really intense heat and you don't want to run your air conditioner, or you want to run it as little as possible, baking is a really bad idea. So your pressure cooker is your best friend. I also like Instant Pots. We have 2 of them back home in Tulsa, and I use a steamer basket instead of cooking it in the liquid, which makes it a little bit softer. I do a steamer basket. You need a minimum of 2 cups of liquid in order to do this. And so we've washed our potatoes, and for potatoes it's 10 minutes of actual pressure time. So however long it takes for the potatoes to come up to pressure, and then it's 10 minutes at pressure, and then it's a natural cool down. You can also bake in these. It actually steams your food. And for that you also need a basket. You don't want it down in the water. And so you can make cake and quick breads in your pressure cooker.
Yeah, I remember your jar bread.
It was good, huh?
Yeah. Which bread?
The jar bread. Okay, so I've locked it and I'm ready to go. Remember, keep the cat off the stove out there.
I will. She's